Welcome to Bright HR's Meet the Founders, and today I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing none other than Nicky, class of 92, obviously huge professional football career and business entrepreneur. Welcome.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thrilled to have you. So the purpose of this series is really to take lessons learned from your professional and business career. So we're going to pick your brains on your learns and insights to help others on their journey. So to start, if I may, I'd like to talk about when you retired from the professional football side of things in around 2010.
Yeah.
And you made a massive transition into coaching and tons of other business ventures. And if I can make a parallel with what we've seen post-COVID around the Great Resignation, where lots of business professionals are transitioning into different aspects of work, how was it for you in making a complete career change, and what were some of your learns in that?
Yeah, I think for me, when I retired from football, it was very difficult. I think if you speak to any sportsman who's done it professionally for so many years, I mean, I trained every day from the age of probably 15 to 36. So it becomes very regimental, if you like. So I described it, and people might laugh at this, but it's very military based. So you knew your time you get up in the morning, you knew what time you're having breakfast, you knew the gym session times, you knew your training session, your lunch, your afternoon sessions, and then you're home, and it becomes very, regimental, and people tell you where to be and what time to be. So when I retired from football, it became really difficult to manage your diary and to fill your days and to be at appointments, because you'd always have someone saying, don't forget, you're there for that time. And you become an adult very quickly,
Sure.
as opposed to being a child, because we say when you play football, you're still a kid playing football with your friends. So I found that part of it very, very difficult. I was ready to retire on the football side because my body was giving in, knees were going, that kind of stuff. But day-to-day life I found quite difficult.
I could understand. Now, when you left Manchester United, you did a short stint over in South China. What was that experience like for you?
Well, yeah, it was great. I decided to retire. I went from United to Newcastle. At Newcastle, I thought, well, I knew my time was up. I got to 35, 36. And I retired for probably 3 months, and I got a call to go over to South China, to Hong Kong, to play football. I was like, not a chance. It's like other side of the world. I had 2 young children, my wife, and it didn't suit the family. So in the end, they just said, come across, play 1 game, treat it as a holiday, see what you think. So I went across there. Back then, Hong Kong was phenomenal. So played the football game. I found it a lot easier standard to play in. And if I'm honest, the finances were very good as well. So I spoke to my wife then and said, what do you think? She said, it's a no-brainer, just go. So it was 9 months, went across. I never missed the kids or the ex-wife longer than 5 weeks.
Amazing.
The way it worked out, I could have a 5-week on, 1 week off, or the kids come over on school holidays. So I loved it over there, but more than the football, I love the culture. I love meeting other people. I don't know if you've ever been to Hong Kong, but it's very westernized. A lot of New Zealand people there, Australian, American, all different walks of life. It was such an amazing place to live. So I loved it. And on the football side, it was really good to see that a massive part of the world like Asia has so much talent, but very little become professionals. And it's the reason they don't start at a young enough age. And but yeah, I really enjoyed my time there.
Amazing. Now, you've been fortunate enough to have this international experience. What have you taken from that international experience into your day-to-day professional life now?
Just treating people differently. Not everyone's brought up the same way as I was brought up. Not everyone's, drive or driven to become better in your financial life and your family life. People are happy to live the way they live, and they don't have any expectations of the parents. And me, my only drive in life was to be a footballer and to be able to look after my mum and my dad, and that was my only drive. And people from different walks of life are maybe born into wealth, maybe happy the way they live, maybe don't ever think they're going to get out of where they live and where they're from. So treating different people differently helped me in my coaching career, certainly, and now in my business side of the world, because everyone doesn't have the same drive as you.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, diving into the coaching side of things, which obviously you've got a great career in coaching now, did you always aspire to get into coaching, or when did you make that decision?
Yeah, I did. I think most footballers, when they play football, they always think about coaching or going to coaching or managing, because literally you retire at such a young age. I was probably 30, by the time I finished in Hong Kong, I was 37. And you can't retire at 37, because literally what you're going to do with your life, you get up, you play golf, you go on holiday. You can do that for 3 months, you're bored, and you're knocking around with people that are twice your age because they're retired. Your friends are still working. So I started coaching my coaching badges when I was 24. We all did. Amazing. Me and the lads all, and it was more Sir Alex Ferguson saying, you're not sitting on your backside in the afternoons, walking around town, chatting girls up, going shopping. He wasn't allowing us to do that, so he made us if you like, do the coaching badges. And we started very young, and I quickly knew that that was the direction I wanted to go in.
Yeah.
And I think it is more like a degree, because when you start your coaching badges, it's called a C license, and you go to your C license, your B license, your A license, your Pro license. Combination of that probably takes 7 years to do it, finish it all. So it is I think it should be classed as a degree.
Yeah.
So I knew quite quickly that was the direction I wanted to go in.
Brilliant. Now, for other professionals that maybe are moving from being an employee to a manager, what was it like for you transitioning from the player to the coach?
Quite easy, really, because I went into Man United just to do my coaching hours. So when you're doing your badges, you have to do practical hours to get your badges.
Right.
So I spoke to Sir Alex and said, do you mind if I come in and do some ad hoc coaching with certain groups? And he was brilliant, which he always is. He brought us in, and I basically worked there for 9 months without employment and without payment or anything.
Wow.
And he seen that I was driven and that I was serious about doing it, and pulled me in one day and said, I want you to come on board as one of my coaches, which I did.
Brilliant.
And I jumped at the chance. So it was quite an easy transition into coaching. The hardest part was not joining in.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, you got your boots and you want to have a little go. It's pretty difficult.
Yeah, good for you. Well, shifting gears. So in 2015, alongside like the likes of Gary Neville, you created Hotel Football, which has been a huge success.
Yeah.
What was that experience like going into a completely new industry?
Well, it's so far away from my comfort zone, if you like. And it was more an investment at the start of it, to be honest with you. Gary got a plot of land. It was meant to be a supporters club at the start of it, but things develop, aspirations go bigger. If you know Gary wants to take on the world. So literally, let's build a hotel. That came along, got investors in, and before you know it, we've got Hotel Football, which has done amazingly well, and it's something we're very, very proud of. I'm not hands-on at all at Hotel Football. We do a lot of help to promote it and to do the Q&As and what have you, but it's just really nice to go in there and you see all the fans there who still like you from your days at Man United, and it's a success. So I think if anything you go into becomes successful and profitable, then you've got to be happy about it. But as of running it, I don't have anything to do with it.
Fair.
I would never work with Gary.
Okay, fair. Well, I've read an article where you've described Hotel Football as bringing something different to the community, and you've clearly found your niche and value proposition. From your experiences, what advice would you give to a business leader that's trying to find that niche?
Yeah, I think it'd be different. I mean, if you look at probably a lot of the, I look in, well, the hotel is very much hospitality and food. Obviously people sleep there, but that's pretty much the basics of it.
Yeah.
Restaurants around Manchester, I spoke to before, I'm a foodie. They pretty much come and go, but if you've got a niche and you're different, they stay. And I think that's what I would say, anyone going into a different walk of life, different businesses, try and find a different niche, because unless you are amazingly talented at it, then it's very difficult to just be the norm.
Yeah.
So we took a total different look at it and created this gimmicky kind of feel where people can come. Could be right, we can throw a tennis ball to Old Trafford, so you've got to pick up on that. And what is it football fans want? They don't want fine dining. They don't want the best rooms in the world. They want value. They want to be able to have the football theme going on, and not just Man United, but all different teams around the world, if you like. And we come up with that plan, and it's been success. So that's what I would say, find your niche and be different.
Yeah, brilliant.
And brave, you've got to be brave to do it. If you don't, you end up becoming another burger show or another pizza bar.
That may not last, fair. Now you said you'd never go into business with Gary. Hopefully he's listening. So many business owners go into business with their friends or family. From your perspective, what has your been experiences with that, since you do have a lot of ventures together?
Yeah, it's amazing. That's tongue in cheek with Gary. We're more like brothers. We've known each other since we was 11, and we spent pretty much every day of our adult life together up until probably 36, 37. And it was a case of, look, we're so close, we trust each other. Our money's not going to last forever. Footballers get paid well, but not that well. Probably do now. But it's what can we do to stick together, still have a friendship, still have a brotherhood, and look after your money, if I'm honest. That's what we did, and the first one was the hotel, then it was the university and the football club and other things in the background as well now. So it's worked really well. We know Gary's always a driver of it. He always has been in that business sense. That's his mindset. And we back it and we give our time as much as we can, and it works. Yeah,
good for you. Now, obviously, we're an HR business and you have many different ventures. From an HR perspective, what would you say to others that you have to get right to ensure you're set up for success?
The head of HR.
Fair.
100%. I mean, I never knew it, how important it was until I did my CEO course. and then go into the CEO role, and it's you're responsible for everything, and whether it's your fault or not, it comes back down to you on your doorstep. Everything goes wrong. So all the HR team that we have in all our businesses are first and foremost in the front of shop, if you like. They're the ones that you have to have leading it. You have to be in every meeting. They have to have an opinion. They have to be over everything that we do, because ultimately you're dealing with people and human beings, and things do go wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure if things go wrong, you make it right, and you protect yourself. And I think that's what I would say, get that team right. That's the most important team in any business.
Brilliant. As well as having bright HR, obviously.
And bright HR.
Yeah, there you go. You touched on there that you've done professional education now, which I think is fantastic. And I've read that you've done executive courses to support you in your CEO roles. Yeah. At this point of your career, why did you feel like it was important to go back to school?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I did my CEO course because I had a chip on my shoulder. So I left school when I was 15. I didn't do any GCSEs, I did no exams. I was just football.
Sure.
And I was cocky. I thought, I'm going to be a footballer, I don't need to do it. Went to all that time in school and come out with nothing. It's a big mistake. It's something I tell my kids now. You do all that time. Why would you ever go and do 14 years from nursery to school and walk away with nothing? It's crazy. So I got into my role at Man United at the time, was head of academy, and then I went to head of first in development. And I was on all the technical board meetings, and people were telling me about football, who have never kicked a football. And anytime I started speaking about the business side, I'd get and it really got on my nerves. And I had a chip on my shoulder. I thought, right, if I'm being honest, I'm going to FUCKU. I'm going to go and do this course. So I did the course.
Good for you.
It was really good, really exciting. Met a lot of good people, networked with a lot of really influential people in business, world business. And enjoyed it. I went on the McLaren board. I went on Peninsula board. It was amazing. Yeah. Kroner I course, board. Rugby, RFU, FA.
Good for you.
And it was great, and I loved doing it. And then from that, I thought, well, my job takes a lot of my time up, but I've got a lot of time sat on my backside watching Netflix. So I then did my sporting director's degree.
Good for you.
Which took a while. And now I'm starting my strategic leadership course, masters. So,
amazing.
Yeah, so I think it's always good to get better.
So with some of the courses that you've done, what would be like one of the biggest foundations or principles you've taken now into your professional career?
Listen.
Yeah?
Yeah, no one knows everything. Get experts in their field, give them autonomy to do the role, make them accountable. And if it's going wrong, change it quickly. And I think that's the biggest thing I took out of all my courses. Don't mess about if it's going wrong. It's not personal, you just change it.
Yeah, fair.
But listen, because I'm not an expert in the world of HR, I'm not an expert in the world of recruitment, I'm not an expert in certain worlds. So let them have their autonomy to do the role. If you've got the right person in, give them autonomy, but also make them accountable.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing I took out of them all.
Now, how have you found the time? Now, many business leaders would say, yes, I want to kind of further my education and learn X, Y, and Z, but because of family or work, it's just really impossible to find the time. How are you so disciplined to do so?
I spend a lot of time, first of all, I live on my own. So my kids have grown up. I'm separated from my ex-wife. So I've got a lot of time twiddling my thumbs on my own. So yeah, I do a lot of it from courses at night school. And I enjoy it. It keeps me busy rather than watching everything on Netflix.
Yeah,
which
it's hard work and discipline on the back. Yeah.
So yeah, if listen, I hate it when people say they can't find time. There's 24 hours a day.
Agreed.
Hours in a day, and you can find time. If you want to do it, you can find time, whether that's a gym or a course or anything, go for a walk. If you want to find time, you get up an hour earlier.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Mindset, absolutely. Yeah. Now, sticking with the theme, but slightly different from a perspective of mentorship. And obviously you've been really big in the academy, etc. And I can only assume a mentor. Do you have a mentor now, and how important is that?
Yeah, I don't particularly have a mentor. I have several. So I pick up the phone to Sir Alex anytime I want. I meet David Gill anytime I want. Peter, I meet him anytime I want. So I've got a lot of real Jed Mason. I've got a lot of people that I won't call mentors, but I'd call friends who have got a lot more experience than me in business and being successful. And I just take snippets from everybody, and there'll be people that you don't even know have not got successful business, but I've got a lot of experience in life, if you like, you just have a coffee with, and it's just picking people's brains. And I think the best people, the most successful people will listen to people and don't think they know it all.
Yeah.
And you find people that think they know it all, might be okay for 2 or 3 years, and then you won't hear of them again.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, shifting gears slightly, I want to talk about UA92. Now, for those that don't know about UA92, it's this amazing program that you've co-founded that brings life skills into traditional degrees.
Yeah.
How did this idea come about, and why do you think it's so important now?
Firstly, it's like something that we're all very proud of. I think the funniest part of that was when we launched it, was the lads all sat on the stage with professors in the audience, so shaking, thinking, no. And the first question was, how can 6 friends do a university? None of us have got any A levels or any. So it was a fair question. It was just a case of, it wasn't about becoming this university what it is now. It's about, we're all from the area, apart from Bex, and Ryan was a young age. And we got given an amazing start in life from Sir Alex, a chance. And the people in the area never gave us an ounce of problems. So it was on TV every week, then going out to a few bars, and no one ever gave us any hassle. So it was a case of giving back to the young people that are not as fortunate as our kids.
Yeah, great.
Because we wasn't fortunate, we grew up working class. So that was a start. And there's a lot of people that have problems in life, single parent families. Someone's had a disaster in their life where the parents died or something, and they just lose out on university or a degree, and it wasn't right. And then also we thought, well, a lot of time's wasted in university. My daughter's in university now, she sat on the backside a lot of the time. She just works 4 or 3 hours every other day.
Yeah.
And it was a case of how can we make this work where it works for us? And it was a new university, so we could do what we wanted to do. And we was lucky that Lancaster came on with us.
Brilliant.
Come up with a plan of, work AM or PM, and then do your degree the opposite.
Yeah.
And that's what we did, and give a lot of free iPads, bus passes, food vouchers out to people, and give them a chance in life. It's been successful. It's been amazing. And a lot of other universities would like to do it, but you can't do it in a university that's been going and going and going, because when does it cut off? When do people stop?
Understood.
So it flows on. So I think the only people that can do that are new universities.
Amazing.
And it works really well. And Lancaster are happy, and we're happy. And I think we've got over 1,000 students in UA92, and I think we've got about 300 or 400 in the business university.
Amazing.
Spinningfields. So
amazing.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm of the mind that I think traditional education is great, but how do you apply all of that kind of textbook knowledge into the world of work? Very different.
Yeah, I believe, I'm like, I get my daughters in university. I'm a big believer in work experience.
Yeah.
Unless, if you're going to be a surgeon, a lawyer, a QC, someone that really needs to be on it.
Yeah.
And you take up a lot of time in book reading. But if you're going to be a degree in something where, if I was looking to employ somebody and they've got a degree of 4 years, or they've been working on the ground and doing a degree, then I'll be picking that person all day long. So yeah, it is not me being snobby about degrees. I think it's amazing if you're going to go and do a degree.
Sure.
And I'll be proud when my daughter gets hers, but there is a way of working with it as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. I want to kind of fast forward now into just a couple of years ago, and you became the CEO of the Salford City Football Club. Congratulations. Yeah. What was that experience transitioning into the boss of the football club? Yeah,
it was strange, because obviously we're part owners as well, and then becoming the boss, if you like. People look at you a bit differently. But one of our main investors, Peter Lim, Singaporean business guy, who's been amazing to us on our journeys in all the businesses, he wanted us on the ground working 24/7 for the club. It's the first opportunity we got, because I was working for Man United, Ryan was Welsh manager, Paul was doing a lot of media work, and it's the first time that we've actually really been able to go and stamp our authority on the club, if you like.
Yeah.
It just so happens I'd done my CEO course, so it was me naturally going to that, Ryan naturally into sporting directors, and Paul did a lot of recruitment when he was injured for Man United, so he was you have to consider him an expert at that. So we came in, and even though my title is CEO, it's very much, and this is the person I am, it's very much a collective decision-making group, even though we are a leadership group, ownership group, should I say. I never make a big decision without speaking to the group.
Yeah.
Ryan never does one without speaking to the group, and Paul never signs a player without speaking to the group.
Amazing.
So it's, again, going back to your first question, why are we doing business together? We trust each other, we know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and besides the leadership group, we've got some amazing staff in there.
Yeah.
We brought a guy called Jonathan Jackson, who was the CEO of Wigan for 10 years.
Brilliant.
In fact, he's our CFO. So it's very collective and collaborative, and we've got some amazing staff.
And you've grown your teams and the staff considerably over the last few years, I think.
Yeah, I think we're at about 180 full-time staff now, 5,000 capacity.
Amazing.
And we've started off with 50 people watching it. So yeah, we're very proud of that, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to give back to the community that looked after us. Again, we train in Salford every day for many years, and that's what we wanted to do. We promised to get them a stadium to be proud of, and we promised to get them in the Football League. I mean, Salford's a big city, it's 500,000 people, stone throw from Manchester, and it probably the biggest city in the country not to have a Football League representative. So we've done that.
Good for you.
And we're at 10 years now, and it's on to the next stage now.
Yeah, good for you. Well, shifting gears slightly again, and people may not know that you've also diversified your portfolio and gone into the gaming and blockchain industry as an investor.
Yeah.
And hopefully I say this right. You've invested in a business called Gaiman, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, how did that come about?
A friend of mine called me and said, I've got this thing, it's amazing. And I am not techie. I don't play PlayStation. I hate all that kind of stuff. But he talked to me and spoke to me, and the way I see it, it's renewable energy. So in that world, that's massive. How I describe it to people that don't know about it is, if you can imagine putting solar panels on your roof and selling it back to the grid, that's gaming. So every single gaming computer, not PlayStation, not what's the other one called? That's how bad I am. Xbox. A proper gaming computer has a GPU power in the back of the computer, and that is, they run non-stop whether you're playing it or not. So the game is an app that goes into that, uses the GPU power, sells it back to the grid, if you like. In layman's terms, it's a lot deeper than that. And they basically give money back to the people that are playing using the computer for their GPU power that's getting wasted. So 90% of GPU power goes out of the window, if you like, like electric, like heating. And it doesn't now. So it launched 4 weeks ago. So we'll see how that goes.
Now, many entrepreneurs kind of continue to diversify, but then obviously can get pulled from pillar to post. How do you ensure you're giving enough time to the right things?
Well, I never ever go into a company and go, I want to be part of running it, because I'm not. And I said before, I'm not an expert in any of that world. I probably spoke so wrong about gaming that I'll be getting a phone call later. But it's basically, you trust the people. You get presented with something, you like it, you dig into it. Who are the people that are talking to you? Are they creditable? What kind of teams in the background? And then you gamble on it. Some you get right, some you get wrong. And fortunately, we've been quite successful in getting the right ones. And you just got to trust the people that you're going to go into business with.
Yeah, good for you. So at this point in your career, what does success look for you now?
That's a good question. I've never thought about that. Being happy in your life, kids happy, being able to get up in the morning and go to work, because I would never want to sit on my backside at home. And that's success to me. It isn't about going and making millions and millions of pounds. It isn't about any of our businesses selling them for X amount of money. It's about getting up in the morning, working with good people, and being happy, and my kids being happy, and that's success to me. I get a couple of holidays a year. Kids are comfortable. My daughter's a year off a degree. Amazing. My son's playing football now. He's happy, so that's success to me. Yeah,
good for you. So we've got a couple of questions from our audience. One of them is, have you ever made a mistake in business, and what was it?
Yeah, massive mistake in business. I trusted someone too much. And I put some money into a property development, which had all the right things that I thought should have, apart from the tiny little bit where it didn't have the planning that it said it had. And I didn't dig in. I left, when I said before about finding the background, I didn't look at the background. I trusted the person, and it went.
Good lesson there to get into the detail.
Get into detail, but everyone will make a mistake. And that was it. But I think you got to be brave enough to make mistakes. I wouldn't say I'm a gambler where I don't bet on horses. I don't go in them fruit machines. I don't gamble on football. I don't gamble that way, but I'm a gambler in life. So I gamble on a business venture. I gamble on love. I gamble on things like that. But I'm not a monetary gambler, if you know what I mean. So I think, listen, you got to take some gambles in life, or you're going to be just walking down a boring path all your life.
I've never heard the term fruit machines. I assumed that.
That's what we call them, fruit machines. Slot machines.
So there you go. Yeah, exactly.
They don't say fruit machines in Vegas, do they?
No.
The reason why they call fruit machines is because they're all fruit.
Fruit and fly, for sure. Okay, last question. What's next for you?
Honestly, don't know. I'd like to get back into more football role. I'm CEO at the minute, and it's very business orientated, finance orientated, sponsorship orientated. Looking after the people, looking after the business side of the football. My love is football, I've committed to doing this role, and I'll stay committed to it. But ultimately, my love is being on a football pitch, on a football grass, with young people, helping them live their dream.
Brilliant.
I live mine, and that's what I'd like to get back into. It takes time to do that. You have to be the right opportunity. But again, when it comes, you got to be able to dive into it.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time. And that's Meet the Founders with Bright HR.
Thank you.